Welcome everyone to this week's episode of Talk Wrestling here on NoDQ.com. Sorry the show was late this week. We had a sort of a death in the family. Good friend of the show, good friend of NoDQ.com, good friend of Aaron and myself. Our dear friend Maggie passed away the other day, so we are dedicating this show and After the Bell this week to her. And yeah, that's why the show was late, because we were dealing with mourning, and I didn't want to get in front of the camera, and I was too sad. I was very, very upset yesterday and the day before. But I'm here now, and I've got your questions. I'll show you the actual questions. There we go. And I've got a buddy with me, as you can see. The Joker is here, courtesy of the Killing Joke Deluxe Edition Blu-ray DVD combination. And he just wanted to say real quick. All right, there you go. There's the Joker. Thank you, YouTube, for that. I'll cue it back up, maybe. Maybe we'll play it again later. Maybe we won't. We'll see. Let's get to your questions. I know it's been a while since I asked anything non-current, if you will, but I've got a ton of, as you can see, backlog questions, so I'll get to as many as I can in this sitting, and I will do some more next week, and then we'll get back on track as we head into SummerSlam. First one comes from Mr. Yuck. He wanted to know my thoughts on the Vader, and I forget how to say Ospreay's last name, so I'm just going to say Ospreay like that, because I don't know how to say it, and I apologize for that. I thought it was interesting. I thought that in today's world of Twitter and social media and whatnot, it was interesting to see that kind of play out on the social media stage. It was unique, and not unique, because we've seen it more and more as Twitter has become a more prevalent thing in our lives over the last few years. But it'll be interesting to see. I don't know if the match is happening or not. It'd be cool to know what happened in the match. I haven't seen the match. I haven't heard about the match. All I've seen is the match was signed. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the actual match. But it was very cool to see Vader get a little bit of airtime, if you will. Let's see here. This one comes from Joe Edward Few at JoeFew25. What are your thoughts on the WWE 2K17 Goldberg promo and the suspected Easter egg of Suplex City? Well, there's no more suspect. This question's a little old, and I apologize for that. I just realized as I read it. We will see Suplex City in 2K17. It was advertised on the Brock Lesnar commercial. We will get a Suplex City playing area, if you will. And it'll be cool. It'll be awesome. And I don't have the 2K games because WWE has not added a 2K game for the Wii since WWE either 12 or 13. I don't remember which one it was. It was one of those two, either 12 or 13. There was one with Orton on the cover. I remember that. I remember seeing it on Amazon. So, yeah. I'd like to see Goldberg be a cool player in the game. I don't want to see Goldberg come back. I'm not a fan of Goldberg. I like Goldberg's Smash Mouth style in the ring. I like how it plays out at video games, but his overall personality begs to have not him not come back. Let's see. David Anderson at XDavidAnderson1. Am I the only one who didn't want Daniel Bryan to become general manager? I want to see Daniel Bryan return if he's owned the wrestling ring. In the ring wrestling. I don't mind Bryan being the general manager, honestly. I'm kind of happy they were able to bring him back in some capacity. I like Bryan. I've always liked Bryan. I mean, no qualms about that. Bryan is the best pure wrestler I ever saw compete in the ring. He had to go before his time as far as retiring, but seeing him be involved and do what he loves, being involved in what he loves, he can't do what he loves, but being involved in what he loves is very refreshing. Kind of left Brie on the short end of the stick a little bit, because now she's home and she's, I don't know if Bryan's on the road full time with WWE or if he's just there for Tuesdays. So interesting to see how their personal lives will be affected. Maybe they'll show it on Total Bellas, Total Divas in the coming weeks. Adam Heel at Adam NWO. Right on. Speaking of this, do Anderson and Gallows add anything that two other up and comers couldn't have done? Chances for new homegrown stars instead missed. I think they missed the ball on Gallows Anderson in the first place by having them come in and not just obliterate people right away. They're doing that now. They're having them just completely, continually one-up the New Day. And I think that's the way to go with the club, is to have them just outclass, outdo, outperform the current WWE Tag Team Champions at every stretch. That way, when you get to SummerSlam, you really think that the club has a chance. And hopefully they will be the ones to end the New Day's 300 whatever it is, 340, 350 something day record-setting reign as the WWE Tag Team Champions. I like the New Day. I'm surprised I'm saying that, but I do have grown to like the New Day. But I am hopeful that the club will pick up the championships come SummerSlam. Time Marshall UK, of course, on Twitter. Do you think WWE should have kept Damien Sandow and got rid of Eva Marie? Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. How is Damien? Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. Eva Marie is the most useless female performer I've ever seen, more so than Bertha Faye, and who was a great wrestler before she became Bertha Faye. Let me be clear on that. But Eva's just, if you watch SmackDown Tuesday night, the whole injury angle was just so ludicrous and put on and I know all wrestling's all put on, I understand that. But it was so bogus looking. Even you couldn't even suspend disbelief it was that hokey. It was horrible. And Damien Sandow is one of the best guys they ever had. Technically and charismatically, and he was great. I should never get rid of him. Another question from Mr. Yuck. Would you take a moment on TW and to address the Empire Wrestling Federation, please? I've seen some footage and I dig it. EWF is a company that's been out here for over 20 years now. They celebrated the 20th anniversary this past, either March or April. Maybe May. We went to the show. Jesse Hernandez has a great company, has a great school, the School of Hard Knocks, that they train wrestlers in. Melina came out of there. Frankie Kazarian's been with their Hall of Fame, as is Melina now. We saw a lot of homegrown talent make it into the mainstream in WWE, TNA, Ring of Honor, that type of thing. They're my favorite indie promotion, and also they're my favorite right now because they are still affordable. I'm going to take a minute here to kind of dig on Gorilla, and that's just my own personal thing. If you want to fast forward through this next couple minutes, you can. That's fine. Pro Wrestling Gorilla charged $70 a night for Battle of Los Angeles over the course of 3 nights. That's $210 for a weekend of wrestling. Whereas you would spend that much for a ringside seat at TakeOver, a decent ticket at the Hall of Fame, and a cheap seat, yes, but it's still a seat at WrestleMania. That's ridiculous. Maybe I'm exaggerating as far as the low cost of WrestleMania weekend. I've been to WrestleMania in a few years. But, it's just, I can't fathom. I know they have the big stars and the big names, and that's fine. But $70 a night for a grand total of $210 over the course of a weekend just boggles my mind. When EWF has quality, family-oriented entertainment, they charge $15 a head. And I can go and take my son to that show. It just boggles my mind. But EWF is awesome. I highly recommend anybody that's in Southern California check out EmpireWrestlingFederation.com. If you're not in SoCal, check out their YouTube, EWF. What's the name of their YouTube? I forgot. Sorry, Jess. Check out Empire Wrestling Federation on YouTube. Just search it and it'll come up. Team Metal, I think is the name. And they'll come up and check out their action in the ring. And when you come out here, tell them Jeff said you. Greg Cherry, old buddy Greg. Who do you think will be WWE's next big indie Ring of Honor TNA signing? It appears to be Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong finished up with Ring of Honor. Roderick Strong finished up with Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Roderick Strong has finished his indie commitments, and it looks like he is heading toward the E. He used to work for TNA, but he left, or he briefly was in TNA, and then he left. Now it seems like he's heading toward the big time, heading toward WWE, and I hope for one that he is a tremendous success. I've always liked Roderick Strong. He's always been, mostly good to our family, right, Jade? if you can insert the clip, Aaron, of Jade being used as a prop during Roderick and Jack Evans match, that'd be awesome. But he's not going to, so that's okay. I'll just go ahead and say, look it up on YouTube. It's actually on my Twitter feed. If you look on my Twitter feed, it's down there quite a bit now because I tweet a lot. Anyway, hopefully it's Roderick Strong, Greg. Mike X270, what do you think of the NHL expanding into Vegas, and who do you think the Kings will lose during the expansion draft? I like that the NHL, well, I like and I don't like. I like because any new blood is good, any new team is good. The problem is a team playing in Vegas means the Kings lose their Vegas seat every summer, every early fall, because we used to go into Vegas every preseason and play either 1 or 2 exhibition games at first the MGM, now this year at the T-Mobile Arena. And now we're not going to do that anymore because there's going to be a team playing there full time. So Frozen Fury is now out the window. And that sucks because Frozen Fury is always an awesome trip. Dylan never got to go on that trip because he's too young. My brother's gone. I've gone. I think my grandmother went a couple times when she was still alive. So it just sucks that Frozen Fury is now gone. However, hopefully with this team added, we'll get one more team maybe in Seattle or Portland or something. And we'll get an evened out National Hockey League again. Let's see here. This one is from Joseph at Andrew Gondera 7. Saw your recent video, looking good, man. Well, thank you. I've not done the DDP yoga except for like twice since my car accident, and I feel like I look like shit. I haven't shaved. I look terrible. Part of that's mourning the loss of my dear friend, but you know, part of it is just sheer laziness, and I'm just going to be honest with you on that. Question, if you don't mind, do you see WWE having Kevin Owens fight Brock Lesnar? That has been talked about since Owens ascended to the main event and became a top star, and I for one would like to see that. I'd like to see Kevin Owens and Brock Lesnar, because Kevin Owens can do stuff as a big guy that you don't think Kevin Owens can do as a big guy, but he can, and he can really give Lesnar a run for his money. He could really let Brock chase him and be a sneaky heel and let Brock be a dominant kick-ass machine, and it would be a good match back and forth. I think once Brock and Orton part ways after SummerSlam, maybe we'll see Kevin Owens be the next guy to kind of be served up to Lesnar, if you will. David Anderson again, another question from David Anderson. What state do you think WWE would be in today had they not created NXT? Still Orton versus Cena for the 100th time? Probably. You know, I have to give WWE a huge amount of credit, especially Triple H, for rebranding NXT, for turning it into what it has become, which is easily the best wrestling program on the planet in terms of broadcast television goes, how broadcast television goes. They are awesome. They've been awesome, and they're going to continue to be awesome, as The Miz would say. Had they not created NXT, it would probably be another case of the same old storyline, though. I mean, look how much the new era has changed the dynamic of both Raw and SmackDown as far as the influx of NXT talent. I think that's just awesome how much that's changed the whole dynamic of both shows. We'll talk more about that after the bell. Greg Cherry, what is your dream NXT versus WWE match? Right now, NXT star Samoa Joe versus WWE star John Cena. The standard bearer of WWE versus one of the standard bearers of Ring of Honor and TNA over the years. That's what I want to see. I want to see those two guys hook it up just one time. Please, once. Let me do both hands so I make sure I make my point. Please. There we go. Makes sense. Let's see. I already got a few questions from David Anderson, so I'll skip. David, I'll come back to you next week. Daniel Allen, 445. Who has had the most successful post-in-ring wrestling career, excluding The Rock, and why? If you consider the fact that he hasn't actually wrestled in the ring, except for an occasional stunner here and there, an occasional involvement in some way, but not an actual full-on match in 13 years, you gotta go Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's made movies. He's done TV shows. He's got the podcast. He's got the Stone Cold podcast on the network. He's an occasional involvement as far as referee or some other capacity. He hosted Tough Enough. Austin has been one of those guys who's been able to not have to compete in the ring anymore and still be a successful WWE and outside WWE name. I think the answer is Stone Cold Steve Austin there, Daniel. This is from Yes at Vince Fears No DQ. I'm trying to show the, but see, the Joker is perched on my Killing Joke box. You can't really see the No DQ logo unless I kind of sit up straight like a proper gentleman. But I'm trying to make sure I'm in the shot because I'm doing this by myself. I'm so hard. It's so hard to do by myself. Let's play fantasy booking. Daniel Bryan versus Bret Hart in an Ultimate Submission match, or Stone Cold versus CM Punk in a street fight. The submission match. As much as I like Stone Cold and like CM Punk, and a street fight between those two would be something extraordinary. Bret Hart versus Bryan Danielson, let me be clear, in an Ultimate Submission match would be a freaking clinic. And it'd be something that people would talk about if they were both in their prime, if they both could go. It'd be at the standard of Steamboat Flair, Steamboat Savage. Now, I know I really dug on Steamboat Savage a few weeks ago, whatever it was, a few months ago, and I apologize. I went back and watched that. No matter how much it was rehearsed, it was still an unbelievable match, and I should not have given it any discredit. That was my bad, so I'm sorry for that. A Bryan Danielson, Bret Hart Ultimate Submission match would be right up there at the caliber of Steamboat Flair, Steamboat Savage. It would be a Dynamite Kid, Tiger Mask. It'd be that good. Let's see here. This is from RDX, The Real Deal X. No, at 902 Real Deal X, excuse me. Who are your top 5 that you want to see going to the WWE Hall of Fame next year? China. I definitely want to see my girl get inducted. I know it's long overdue. I know it's going to be a pity induction at this point because the way that she passed away and the way WWE kind of played their hand in terms of PR, but I still like to see it. Ravishing Rick Rude, a guy who has not been given near enough credit since he passed away and not been given enough credit since he left the WWF the first time under dubious circumstances and the second time under dubious circumstances as well. Rick Rude was a great wrestler. He was a great champion. He could have been a great WWF champion, but he didn't get the shot. And he got the shot, but not the shot, if you know what I mean, if that makes any sense. And I like to see him. British Bulldog, Dave Boy Smith. Same thing, never a world champion, but could have been a great world champion, great Intercontinental, first European, great multi-time tag team champion. I believe he held a title in WCW, but don't quote me because I'm not sure. I might be wrong there. He was also WWE Hardcore champion. He could do anything. Davey Boy was awesome. Eric Bischoff. Bischoff changed the game. Period. He changed the way that all of us and all of you and all of us look at sports entertainment, professional wrestling. He changed the way everything is done. He's awesome. And as long as I induct him, everybody's favorite wrestler, everybody's favorite inductee, Rob Van Dam. We will see you guys next week with more Talk Wrestling. For now, stay tuned tomorrow for soon, whenever that is going to be, for After the Bell. We will see you guys next time.